I'm a member of the board, of the Supervisory Board of MINSE, the holding of MIN, and MIN Energy Solutions, where Dionysus is working for, belong to us from the beginning, I'd say. And it's now put over to Volkswagen, who is the grandmother, and I was against, because I think having big motors, ship motors, power plant motors, compressors, in our group was a very good decision from the beginning. Well, as long as it belonged to MINSE, it was, let's say, third of what we did. But I think within shipping was the biggest part of MIN Energy Solutions. And it's a very interesting part because it's so manifold. You have so different things. You have big ships, small ships, you have yachts, you have tugs, you have everything. And what impressed me most were the big motors built for ships. When last year I was in Saint-Nazaire looking into what do they do, and the explanations have been wonderful. Especially because I understood what they do, which is not very easy for a non-engineer. I'm a lawyer by profession, and to understand what was going on in the shipping industry, and I think till now the biggest part of the shipping industry is still the Greek. Very important to us as well, to MIN as well. I think it's very important to have evenings like this one, where we explain what is new, what has been made better, where are our new products, what has been not very good, and how did we solve the problems. And one of the most important things is, if there is a problem in a ship with one of our engines, the ship owner has to come to us and say, it's not what we want, it's not as good as we thought, you have to improve. And one thing I'm pretty sure is that we do improve then. We need the feedback if there's something wrong or not functioning properly. If we get the feedback, we are starting to work on it, and we find the solutions. And this is what the ship owner needs, because what we want is to get what they need, to solve their problems, to make them competitive. And if we do that, I think we have all the best cards to play in the game. Well, I think it will not create really big problems, because we are working on it, and we know well beforehand what is coming. It's not like Brussels thinks of something, next day we have the law. It takes its time, and you can prepare for that. And I think that a company like MAN can prepare for it very good. The problem is that we have a lot of other countries outside of the EU who don't have those strict rules. And to tell them those rules are good and you should apply to them even if you're not a member of the EU, in question of pollution, emissions, how many fuel you use and so on, should be a goal for everybody around the world. You can't persuade those who have still those very ugly pollution emission ships. But on the long run, even there, in their countries, the young people come up and say, we don't want to have this pollution. And then we already have real good competitive product that can be given to them, sold to them, so that in the end the world is a better world than we have it perhaps today. Well, I have been a lobbyist for a long time, for nearly 20 years with, let's say, the Brussels and the German government. And I think lobbying has a very bad reputation, but instead, in my view, lobbying is to explain those who decide on laws what they decide. They don't know actually what business is, how business is run. They have no knowledge about businesses and what is needed in business. It has to be long preparation, because you have to change things. It has to be understandable to the people, because if they order us to skip this, that means perhaps that you have to skip the people, which is not what we want. On the other side, if you tell them, if you do this, the result will be that, then for the first time they understand what they are doing. And that is, in my view, what a lobbyist should do. Explain, explain, explain. And I think perhaps the shipping industry in Greece has quite a good job done by explaining to the Greece government. But they should take all the other shipping industries from other countries, which are minor to the Greece shipping industry, and get together and say, okay, then now we have to explain you to Germany, you to France, you to Hungary or whatsoever, and then we all together to Brussels. We have to join our American friends, our Korean friends, our Japanese friends to their governments, so that everybody knows exactly what happens if you have this or that rule. Which doesn't mean that you don't have this rule, but they should keep in mind what the result will be. And sometimes they think of better solutions. Not very often, but sometimes.
Thank you very much.